would Goku still have been evil, even with parents like Bardock and Gine? That's what I want to talk about, because I think it's an interesting thing that hasn't really been discussed in the Dragon Ball community in the depth that I'm going to go into. I know people have talked about, Goku never hit his head. Obviously, he would have destroyed Earth and all the alternative timeline and mangas and videos that people have uploaded. But I'm talking about the fact that he may have already been predisposed to be a much nicer Saiyan because of his parents and where they were already heading. Keep in mind how young Goku was when Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta. He was still very young. He was still in his capsule in the chamber, I suppose, or in his pod would be a better usage of terms. So with that being said, he was still extremely young, which to me leads me to believe that Bardock and Gine obviously, conceived Goku at a time when they both were starting to become more human in nature and not so Saiyan savage. That's why Gine said to Bardock, it's very unusual for a Saiyan man to care about his child. Obviously, when Bardock basically told Gine that, they needed to send Goku away. I think at the time that Goku was conceived, I think Bardock and Gine already had a lot more generosity and compassion and empathy in their hearts. And I think that would have already transpired down, obviously, to Goku. And I think that would have made him more likely to still maybe be a more reasonable Saiyan, even if he didn't hit his head. I don't think just the sole fact of him hitting his head caused him to be this super nice guy. I think he already had a little bit of that in his DNA because of his parents. I mean, this Bardock is nothing like the DBZ Bardock. So, and this obviously Dragon Ball Super Bardock is canon and much different. He admitted it himself. He was tired of fighting, tired of just doing bad things. So he was already having this internal struggle of wanting to change and not be the typical Saiyan. And I don't think that just happened after Goku was born. I really feel that they were already heading down that path once they gave birth and life to Kakarot. So that's just my thoughts. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but I'm saying there may have already been something there for Goku to have come out the way he is and not just merely hitting his head, change his entire trajectory and knocked out the bad Saiyan omen or the bad Saiyan instincts that would have caused him to want to destroy planet Earth as he was, I guess, designed and destined to do initially in the first place. Whether it was Earth or another planet, it's not the point, but you guys get it. So let me know your thoughts on this. Do you just believe that, no, dude, he hit his head and that's how he's good and that's all there is to it? If that's what you believe, that's fine, but I think there's a little bit more to it than simply that. At least that's just in my opinion. I'm not saying it's right, but I feel like Toriyama, when he initially came up with that concept, I felt like that would have been something maybe that he would have actually thought about, because Toriyama does make very good pointers in regards to, this Saiyan comes from this child, he inherits this character's blood, their DNA. There are a lot of instances of that in Dragon Ball when it comes to the parents like Goku and Vegeta and their children. There's always links of, okay, this Saiyan has, this father's DNA and so on and so forth. So I don't think it would have been out the realm of possibility at that time for Toriyama to consider Bardock, well, at least in this new rewritten version of Bardock and Gine, with where things are currently in the story. I think nowadays Toriyama would probably put that into play. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section below. We should take it from there. We should love and support you guys show on the channel. Hopefully you have subscribed, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you do that. Hit the notification bell so you know every time a video is posted here on Kaioken Saiyan. And speaking of that, that's all the time I have for you guys right now, but I will see you all later in the next one. Let me know your thoughts. Goodbye.